Good evening, bandits. Good evening, bandits. Audio playback. How are you guys doing today? Just doing a little bit of chart reviews before we start. Seeing what I think about things tomorrow. Hope y'all had a good day trading. I found the price action really annoying this morning. Some things were really good. I had internet issues early. Made things a little bit difficult. Let's see. Netflix. I'm looking at, I do this at night and look at charts and put on a note to check them in the morning, ones that are compressed. Netflix was compressed a lot. Netflix finally compressed after expanding. It had really good news with ad revenue stuff today. So Netflix is going to be on my watch probably for tomorrow. Let's go to my notes. Just need to add. I need to have like a favorite. I'm sure there's a way I could actually just mark it, but I'm going to be watching Netflix tomorrow. Just looking for names that are compressed before I start anything. Go figure. Why couldn't Meta do this in the morning, guys, when I wanted Meta short? Like, I took Meta short here and here. Like, I took a position here and then sold most of it here. Went all the way up here, actually added to the position, and then ended up making more here, or added to the position here when it got back below the 200. Sold some down here, held more, ended up just getting stopped out up here above the 200 on the 2 minute, and such frustration there. And why couldn't I just do this? Why couldn't I just do what I wanted it to do? Because that's never how it works, right? We'll see what happens tomorrow, if it's capped up or not. A lot of names are kind of compressed, which is actually what I want to talk about today a little bit, along with how I trade on days when I'm not trading well, or I'm just not getting the moves that I want in some of these names. Just rolling through my list of favorite names. Netflix definitely the most compressed, I think. I don't really trade DWAC anymore, or CFVI, although I might be a long-term investor in CFVI. Google, I haven't done much in Google. Isn't it? Google's splitting soon, isn't it? I wonder how it's going to trade after it splits. It was super strong early. I was so focused on trading. I actually probably missed some good plays because I was playing Facebook short early. I could have played Tesla. I just hate playing Tesla long into these moving averages. And then this pullback, the price action was just really choppy today. I also got some new stuff. So is anybody here? Well, I'm waiting for a few people to get here. Has anybody ever, hey, what up, Anya? How's it going? Anyone ever used the Samsung Odyssey for trading? The G9. I'm going to be buying an Odyssey G9 and using it as a desk. And I'm thinking about stacking it, but I want to buy one first and just make sure I like it. And then if I really like it, I'm going to stack it. So if any of y'all watch this and you and you have that or you like that, let me know. Also got these today from a local glasses shop. They're actually blue light glasses. So they make me look like an old dude, I think. This is like older and wiser. And then I have aviators somewhere that, make me look like I'm stupid because I'm wearing aviators inside, but whatever. So how are you guys doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the chat. Welcome everybody that's in here. Hope y'all had an amazing day trading. I'm going to talk a little bit of psychology, a little bit of what I do when, I had my best 2 to 3 weeks of the year, not this week, but the last 2 to 3 weeks. And then this week has started off slow. So it's a change in mindset, and it's a change that can really wreck you. So I want to talk a little bit about that, about what I do to lock stuff in, how long I trade on days like today, talk a little bit about that, answer any questions, and I'll give you some of my thoughts on the week. Obviously, none of it's trading advice. It's just my stupid opinion. Hey, you do what you want with it. You could take it, you can leave it, it is what it is. So with all that, let's get started. I'm Gator. Welcome to the swamp. Cheers, guys. Cheers to everybody. What's it, Turn Up Wednesday? All right, so I absolutely hate massive gap days. Or no. I don't mind massive gap days because I can buy for the reversal, the 50% retracement. I don't like minimal gap days in the Qs. With news happening at the open, Jerome Powell's talking, so who knows what he's going to say, what he was going to say. So I said pre-market that I didn't like much other than meta short. I didn't really like a lot of things. It didn't mean I didn't think there were going to be plays, but I just thought it was going to be harder, pricier, or harder action to trade. It wasn't going to be as easy. So I didn't like a lot of stuff. And I thankfully followed my trading plan today. And my mindset going into this week was, you've had a really good couple of weeks. You've been trading really well. The worst thing you could do is to come in and mess it up trading too aggressive. So I sat down yesterday, and my thought and my idea, what up, Dan? How's it going? Was, guys, I'm just going to trade small. I'm going to trade intelligent. I don't like this gap. We're not near any massive pivots that I really like. And I did post a video yesterday. You saw one of the trades. Get up. What up, Rebecca? How you doing? Hope you traded well today. Of a trade and a system that I use to locate trades, and a pattern that I really love and recognize, and that I trade a lot. And you can kind of see a similar one here in the Qs when it comes up and it does something like that. But I had to tell myself to be patient and to have an idea of what you're looking for, but not such an idea that you get like completely tunnel visioned and locked into it to where you can't trade anything else, and you won't trade it if it doesn't exactly do what you're looking for. Like, you want to look at the market and have a general, in my opinion, idea of what you think is going to happen, unless you're experienced and you come in and you really know what you're looking for. But if you're a novice or a beginner and you've been having some success, and then you come in and the next week, and it's like it is this week, it's choppy, you're not hitting target as much. I think in most of the trades today I took, I didn't hit target in most of my trades as far as final target. Now, I practice good risk management, so I sold some on the initial pop and then sold some when I was about halfway to target. So I did okay, like I did fine. But I didn't have a big day. I did not have a big day yesterday. And when you're coming off of 2 to 3 weeks of having a lot, you can really try to force trades. Really try to make something happen that's not there. And instead of just being like, okay, I'm doing really good, what do I need to maintain this success? I knew as soon as the market opened, with Jerome Powell, like Rebecca's saying, yipping his mouth and, working his jaw out, and that you were the plays were gonna be more difficult, because who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows what he's gonna say? The market could do what it did and just run up. It could just all of a sudden tank, and the price action for me wasn't very smooth, and there wasn't a really clear, easy plays until some later in the day, and I caught a few decent plays. But even with meta going down, like if it wasn't for Powell talking and the Qs going up, you could have had a really nice short early in meta, and it just didn't set up. And that's fine. It is what it is. We took some, we made some in it. I held a runner that didn't work out, and it's fine. And then Rose was in the room, and she called out Amazon, and she's like, I really like Amazon. And what am I doing? She really liked Amazon, and she called this out right about here, I think. And then it went, and then I think she probably got back in here or something when it hit the 21. Amazon was a beautiful call that we had. That Rose really liked. It was like the opposite. Let me move this. The opposite of Meta. Meta was super weak. Amazon was super strong, and it was just sitting there, and it just ran up. It was a great call. So there was definitely money to be made and plays to be made. I didn't capitalize on this, and I think I could have if I wasn't so focused on some other things. But It's important when you're coming into days like today, and it's important when you're coming in after having big weeks or small weeks, is to just remember, it's almost like to hone yourself down and just be like, hey, all I have to do is be consistent. What do I need to have more really big days? I need a lot of base hits. I come in, it's like, hey, the price action isn't good. Recognize that really early. I'm not really sure, unless you're just longing a bunch of stuff. You're like, hey, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trade small. I'm going to size down. I'm going to look for some base hits. I'm not going to be looking for home runs. I'm not going to try to swing the fences and take my maximum size on all my contracts. I'm just going to, I'm going to see if I can put some good base hits together, because this isn't my ideal day. Like, I know what my ideal day is. If we wake up tomorrow and we're flat or barely gapped, well, Pal's talking, so it could be really annoying tomorrow. But if we're flat, I might be like, okay, so I trade that market really well. All right, we're in this kind of market today. I really trade gaps really well, or we're near these 200s. Okay, we're opening up. The price action is just really rippy. I trade that really aggressive, really well, and I make money there. What kind of market do you make money in as a trader? What type of price action do you make money in? Are you better when you come in and maybe you scalp some early, but then it's 11 o'clock or it's 2 o'clock and you're getting to see what the day's range is, and you're getting to see like how things are setting up and where they're at, if we're chopping or not, and you get to play pivot levels really well and you play 1 hour breakouts really well. What do I need? What do I play really safely? What is my highest batting average trade if I'm going to sit around here and trade? All right, so now I'm not sitting here scalping all day trying to catch every single move in Tesla. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to wait. ATR is really low. It's going slow. I really need to wait for a key level to hit, a key support level, a key resistance level. I need to wait. Okay, we broke through VWAP here. You know what? I'm just going to hang out and I'm going to wait for a retest of VWAP, and I'm going to short it for, a quick point or something. Which actually happened, over here. And I'm going to, wait for a 21 test. Okay, Tesla's running up. I'm just going to take the first test off the 21 or the second test off the 21 on the 2 minute. What are you really good at doing? I'm going to sit back and I'm going to wait for 1 or 2 of those setups. I'm going to take them with confidence because I know I'm very good at spotting these and trading these. That's how I went into yesterday, and that's how I went into today, because I didn't like the market at the open. I didn't like what I was seeing. I didn't like the levels that I was at, and I was looking for plays that kind of like the one I showed yesterday in the video I uploaded about tape reading, where there's just one of these setups and it just comes into the level that you're looking for, something like Tesla right here, or something like Amazon that Rose called out, or something like Facebook or Meta that I called out. And you just really like that setup, and you're not jumping in a bunch of stuff, you're not taking a bunch of stuff, because it's not the ideal market conditions for you. So you sit back, and I just take a few of those trades. I hold a runner. If I'm really right, then I get a bigger payday. If not, then I just put together a bunch of small base hits, and then I come back later. If I choose to come back later, you lock it in early and you come back tomorrow, you come back the next day and you're like, hey, you know what? It's an hour into the day. I caught a few of these plays. I'm not up very big compared to what I have been the rest of the months, or what I need to get myself back green on the year or green on the month or green on the week. But you know what? Today's not the day. Like, I can just feel it. You know what? Today's not the day. It just feels different. I'm not going to trade all this today. I'm just going to walk away. I'm going to practice discipline on my trading. I'm just going to walk away. And that's what I did yesterday. That's what I did today. Like, I didn't trade the close, sadly, I think, actually, because looking at this, or Meta, actually, which I had on my watch list all day, really, waiting for some relative weakness like this breakdown here. I would have been short Meta here for sure as it began to break down this level. Like, as we started riding the 8 here and we broke this trend line, I would have definitely been short Meta into the close. I wasn't here. I took the kids out to get ice cream and bought these blue lens glasses. So, but that's what you sit there and wait for. Like, I was putting some furniture together in here and I had this open all day. I really didn't trade. After my mic went out today, I was having some internet problems. The internet was really slow. It had dropped down. I paid for 1 gigabyte and it was all lagging and y'all couldn't hear me. And I was just like, whatever. today's not the day, I'm not going to trade. And I might have taken 2 or 3 trades after that, and that was it. I like talked in chat to Geronimo a little bit, like chatted, but I really wasn't trading much. There really wasn't much there to do, at least for me. So I just kind of realized that even if there was big trades I missed, like, this one, it's okay. Because I know that if I trade intelligently and save my gunpowder or my capital, mental capital, physical capital for the other days, I'm going to be good. My problem earlier in the year was I had really nice days, but I kept having bad days that made those days just getting me back, to where I needed to be. But now, what I'm trying to do is on days when I'm sitting down, I'm just not feeling it, it's not really there, I just try to put together some base hits. And if you put together enough little base hits of 20-cent wins or 50-cent wins, you look up and you have a pretty decent day, and you're like, you know what, I don't feel like I really have it today, and the market's not really good, and I'm kind of happy with where I'm at. So yeah, I'm gonna step away. I'm pretty good right now, and that's kind of what I do, and that's kind of how I've been trading these, and what I did today, what I did yesterday. That's kind of my approach on this week, especially with Powell talking until he's done. That might be my approach tomorrow. We'll kind of see how we wake up. Just looking at the chart, Netflix does look decent into tomorrow, though. Anya, did I see anything in Tesla that I like today? Like intraday? Like at the open? So what I thought in Tesla was we gapped down. Why I didn't like Tesla early, and I actually shorted Tesla. Me and Mitchell both actually jumped in at the same time. You could tell we were looking at the same thing. We had a slight gap down. We gapped right up into a descending, it wasn't descending at this point, but it probably was, a descending 21. Like you hit the 8 on the 2-minute, jump over to the 1 minute. Let me move my face out of the way, sorry. So the reason I did not like Tesla long early, even though obviously the market just went up, was a few fold. One, and then I'll talk about my overall market sentiment. You're into the daily 21. So the first thing is if you look back, the 21 on the daily has been resistance. Pretty much, like not exact, but it's pretty much been resistance. We have not held the 21 yet on the daily. Like you closed above it once, right? Since we broke down below it, we have closed above the 21 one time, and then we gap down the next day. So you open up so the daily 21 is basically resistance in Tesla. And we gapped up just below it. Now, Tesla did run in the open, but I didn't like it because you're opening up the market overall. Well, I'll get to my market sentiment in a second, but you go up, you're into all these moving averages right above your head. And so I didn't like it because of that. So I actually went short here and scalped some of this and then jumped over and played something else. But I didn't like it because of, then it did this and it just whipped up, then it hit the 200 and it failed. I might have scalped that short, I don't know. And then it just rips up, and I think the tape was fully bullish and the Qs were going up. But you're going up into resistance, and I didn't trust that it was going to close above the 21 on the day, or the 21 on the daily. So I just didn't have any confidence in the move itself. Granted, maybe I should have taken it. It might have worked. I mean, obviously it worked, but because of that, I didn't like it. And yesterday, when it was going up, I didn't like how it moved either. So I stayed away from Tesla because I just didn't think it was going to close above the 21 on the daily. And then intraday, you had all those moving averages above you. That's why I didn't trade it, even though there obviously was some good plays in it along at the open. It wasn't, I think Amazon was a much better play without all this. Now tomorrow, we'll see. We're a little off the 200, so I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to be opening up here. Powell's going to be talking tomorrow. But until we really close above, I know I have a lot of crappy lines on here. I'll try to take some of them off. But if you see this descending top line right here, like coming down, maybe we test it again. So maybe tomorrow in Tesla we test $45. But this level here has held up multiple times. And every time it gets above it, it comes back into this channel. So we're kind of at the top of this channel in Tesla. So I do, in a sense, see some, if we do get strength or whatever and we get a short-term rally in the market, I do think we can make a move higher. We're compressed. I do think we could possibly move up back into the 800s in Tesla. I don't see that as impossible, but I'm not, I don't like how it's trading on the bull moves. Overall, I really like how it's been trading on the short days. And when Tesla's been going down, I've made bank. When it's been going up, it's been going very slowly and grindy, and I haven't done as well. So that's why I didn't like Tesla long at the open, even though it did work. That's why I didn't play it. And then in the afternoon, I think the ATR was like $1 in this name today, sometimes even lower. So it's just wild. Wild low for the name. So you got a lot of liquidity problems there, I think. So we'll see. Overall market sentiment, I see a lot of overall long term being like the next couple months. I'm extremely bearish in the market. I believe we're already in a recession, but whether or not we technically hit it or not, or the Fed or whatever gets to actually avoid it, I do think there's a good chance we go lower. I'm not betting on it by shorting a bunch of stuff overall. But in the short term, there is other stuff like the price of gas or, crude and stuff like that, oil coming down. So there's some other things that could, I think, possibly give the market a little bit of hope. Who knows what Powell's going to say tomorrow. Who knows what the next inflation numbers are and stuff like that. But with gas being a big part of inflation, if all of a sudden you get a small little drop in gas, you could get a small little drop in inflation, which could, spike the market up. The market seems to want to rally. It seems to want to have any hint to get kind of a bounce. Overall, in the very short term, I could see us continuing to go higher in the market and then, crashing again or putting another leg down, I guess would be the way you'd say it. So overall, I think in the short term, we probably have some room, some choppiness, consolidation, room to the upside. Overall, I think, we're still very bearish, and I'm not bullish in many names at all over the long term. Not that this isn't nothing, not that my opinion overall in this matters. I'm not going to be trading on it. I'm not swinging anything or shorting anything long. But just for me coming into the market, I'm telling myself, hey, we probably have some room to the upside here in the market. But overall, I think we're still bearish, and we're still having a hard time breaking out and maintaining any strength. And all these rips are getting sold off every day. And you can just kind of see these topping tails even on the last 2 days. It's like a little bit of early strength and just selling off and going down. I don't know that we have the strength to really hold up and stay up without some type of catalyst, but I could be wrong. So, no, I didn't trade much after Powell. So I shorted the Qs when Powell was done talking. Like as soon as he was done talking, whenever that was it here? 11:30? Or somebody else could tell me when it was. Whenever Powell got done talking, I shorted the market. It might have been here, and then it came back up and it shorted again. But I shorted the Qs a couple of times after that, and that was it. And I wasn't heavy. Just like I wasn't heavy in Facebook this morning. I took 30 contracts and then I sold 20 of them, and I was holding 10 for a runner, and then I kind of bought back in when it popped. 10 contracts and sold them, and I kept scalping while holding a core position, and then I eventually got stopped out of that core position. But yeah, that's the only thing I did. It was choppy and flat, and I kind of saw that. I had my computer open, I was putting some furniture together, and I was just like, I don't want to trade this, I'll come back tomorrow. So it was all about saving my powder and kind of saving my energy for tomorrow, for the next day. I think there's a good chance that we can get some good moves this week or next week, and I don't want to have these really nice green days just make up for losses. I want to stay consistently small or green, and then when you come in and you just start hitting them early, and you're trading really well, you're trading really consistent. That consistent trading translates into some really big wins, honestly. And that's really what's going to make your account kind of, you're like, man, I can't break out. I'm just like, this market is so hard. Well, if you stop having those big drawdowns and you can just kind of stay consistent, you could, and then all of a sudden you're just going to boom, 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 you're just going to see it that day. And just because you've been so consistent, you're like, oh, I've seen this, like the trade I was doing yesterday. It's like, boom, hit it. Nice. And then instead of like getting stopped out of the second half, it just keeps going. And you can really get those, those really good trades in. And you can really get some really big days. But it's all about consistency and building that consistency. And that is really, I'm focused extremely hard on just being consistent, not over trading in the morning when we get these gaps that aren't massive enough to be an easy like snapback, and then short or long. And then with Powell talking and all that, who knows what's going to happen there. So I'll be on tomorrow morning. If y'all have any questions, I can answer them. If not, we'll call it. But yeah, I'll be on tomorrow morning in the early. Andrew's hosting a new show. I'll be on it every day if I can at 9 o'clock, 9 a.m., where we do like a pre-market. It's not just for me. I'm not the person who's necessarily going to be talking, but I'll be on there to listen to what you guys think or say. So if anybody who's in the Discord room wants to come in, share a trade idea they have for the day, what they might be looking for in the market, and you want to get that, you can join that show, and he'll post a link in the Discord to that. And then, so I'll be in there at 9 tomorrow. Yeah, I still use the 200. I still use the 200 on the 2 minute. I still use the 200. I use the 200 as probably my favorite moving average, to be honest. I mean, as far as like if I'm just looking, yeah, I use it for direction and strength. So Anya, did you watch the video with Kelly? Sometimes I'm holding longer. I don't hold the whole position longer. I do both. Did you watch the video with Kelly? Okay, so what he talks about with the 200, all that he talks about, I still do. And the idea of that compression and expansion that takes place, like when names come into the 200, like you see it here in Tesla. So here's a 1 minute in Tesla. So here's a 1 minute in Tesla. Look at the 200. Short. You have a descending 200, you broke it, and every time you come back up to it on the 1 minute, you're going down. You bounced off of it, and then we came back down, we failed the retest. So I still use the 200 a lot. It's probably my highest conviction, moving average, the 5 minute 221, the 1 minute 200, and the 2 minute 200. And you can just see how, powerful it is. Here it is again coming into it. When it gets compressed, when Tesla gets compressed like this, you get this move. Now we're finally caught up again. I don't know what it's going to do. But yeah, I still use both of them. I'm holding some longer, so it depends on the trade and it depends on the setup. I've talked about this in a lot of the recent shows. A lot of my recent shows and even the ones with JR, if you watch the last two ones with JR, is when you have a trade and you have a trade idea and you're going into a trade, I know beforehand what I'm trying to do with this trade. So when I'm sitting down and I'm looking for a trade, I know, am I trying to scalp this or am I trying to take it long? For instance, Facebook this morning, or Meta, sorry. Yo, what up? How's it going? So for instance, Meta this morning, I was looking for a all-day fade in Meta, kind of like what happened yesterday when you had this. This is kind of what I was expecting in Meta. I expected a little pop at the open, like we got a little bit, and then for it to chop around for a while, like an hour or more, and then fade. What I didn't want to happen was this, and then go down. And then we chop around and we go at the end of the day. So the other thing I thought could happen is we would hit this descending tops line. So if you see this line here, if Meta pops tomorrow and hits that line, I'm going to short it. What up, Tim? How's it going? Love the peanut butter, man. By the way, how you doing? Hope you traded well today. So some trades, like for instance, let's say Meta would have ran up and hit this line today, or Meta would have gone down, I would have held longer, Anya. But I would have not held the whole position longer. So let's say hypothetically I had 10 contracts. I would, let's say, sell 2 of them or 5 of them after, you get an initial pop in what would have been a scalp. And then I would, something to finance your stop, as it were. So you really can't lose on the trade. And then I would let that runner go. But only if that was the idea for the trade, if there was a reason to get in it to go to a level. If you watch the video that was posted yesterday and you saw kind of that Tesla run up, and I can kind of go to that and draw that, and we can say a hypothetical, like a Kelly trade. So let's say you're in, let's go to the 2-minute here. So this is the chart on Tesla yesterday. So let's say that you were trading Tesla yesterday and you saw this happen. Tesla pulls down in, and let's say you take this green takes red here. After we pull down, let's say you take this green takes red. I'll zoom in and move my face out of the way. And I'm only doing this to show examples of when, you take a trade and you have a target. So let's say you think Tesla's going higher yesterday, and your idea for the trade before you enter, not after you enter, is I want to take this and hold it to the 127 pivot. If that is your idea for the trade before you get in, or the fib line, not the pivot, and you get in, here's how I hypothetically would trade this. If I had 20 contracts, I would sell this initial pop through day highs, half of it, and then hold half for a little bit of a move, and then, and then maybe sell a little bit more here, and then sell the final bit as you hit. So some trades in the Qs and Meta, not as much in a name like Tesla, I hold a little bit longer, some of the contracts, because the idea for the trade is a bigger move. And I've noticed names now, Amazon is in that category, and Meta and Square, is a lot of times when they make a move, like they initially make a move and then they'll kind of like make a full move to like one of these pivots levels or resistance levels. So I've started to try to determine when I want to hold some of them, but it's not all the time, and it's not with every trade. And so then there's the other trades I take, which are just the scalps, which is the exact same thing I used to do. And you're just looking and I still do, you're just looking in there and you're like, all right, Tesla's on this move here. All right, we have a pull down, a little Mark 1 here. I would actually try to buy at the bottom of this candle per a lot of the strategies I've been doing lately. It's like it's going up, it pulls down. We have a red candle, the next candle opens at the bottom. A lot of times I would buy down here, scalp it up. So I'm still doing a lot of those. So it's both of them. It's not one or the other. It's kind of adapting and growing. But you have to have the trade idea before you take it, in my opinion. You can't let your scalps turn into swing trades and your swing trades turn into scalps. You're looking at something and you're like, all right, this is what I see. This is where it's at. This is the pivot level I'm hitting. Like in that, to go back to the video the other night about the short in Tesla, after it hit this level here and it came back up and it hit the 21 and it was a short. And the target in that trade. Yeah, so just talking through it. So I do both of them, and I really like doing both. I'm finding it really enjoyable learning to do both of them. What up, Rose? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with scalping. You did better. Meta's Facebook. Now, Anya, you did better probably in Meta just taking the scalps than I did. Because I took the scalps with you and then took like a small loss on the runners rows today because it didn't want to go in my favor. I might have broke even. I'd have to go back and look. But honestly, like if you're making money, Rose, like you don't have to do the longer holds if you like not doing it. Like if you like not doing it and you just like taking that entry and you're like, you like to be up 50 cents to a point or 30 cents on your contracts and sell, and you're like, all right, there we go. And you just know that you're not going to overtrade and you can come back and you can scalp, and you can scalp again, and you just know you can be patient and not overtrade. I think scalping is amazing. I still, like, I think about 80% of my trades are still scalps, you know, but my biggest winners, as it were, are the ones where I'm sitting there and I see something setting up and I take it and I let the trade play out. But I still think about, 70, 80% of my trades are just hyper scalps. Nice. Good day. That's a good trade. I'm glad it worked. Amazon was probably the rest of your day. I really wish I would have took Amazon. Like, I had re-entered Meta right when you started talking about Amazon. I was like, because I really liked that with the way the queues were going. I did not. I really wish I would have jumped over and traded Amazon instead. It's probably the biggest mistake of my day, was not jumping over to that and taking it, because it was just a beautiful run in Amazon today. But good trading. Hopefully we get some smoother action tomorrow. Nice. Good job, Michael. Yeah, I trade Q's options. I don't trade common very often. I trade Q's options a lot. I'd say I trade them every day. I trade different sizes in them depending on the day and how I'm feeling and how the market is and the level that's hitting. But yeah, I generally speaking pretty much only trade Q's options, and I'll trade depending pretty near the money options, and I'll do 50 to 100 contracts based on a lot of whatever reasons and stuff and where it's at. Sometimes I do less, and then I sell really quick. So it's like my general strategy with the Q's, hypothetically, if I was taking 100 of them or 50 of them, I would sell like a decent amount when I'm 10 to 20 cents up, which happens really quick in a Q's pop. And then I pretty much, I have a 40-cent window there in my Q's. So that's why I like trading. Why I like trading the Q's and names like that is because if I enter them and I enter them right with some size, it pops 20 cents, 30 cents. And let's say I have 50 to 100, I'll say 50. It doesn't really matter, because especially if you're at the like right at the money, they're not too volatile. So if you're up 20, 30 cents, you just sell a half of them or something, and then it almost has to double the loss. Like, it's next to impossible to lose on the rest of your contracts unless you just let it go against you. And so that's why I actually enjoy trading the Qs, when I can find those pivots and they enter, and I do options in them. I think I could just sit here and trade the Qs with JR and make a living. Like, no joke. I'm almost positive I can do that. Rose, you were telling me, and I'll answer Anya's question. Rose, you were telling me about blue light glasses, right? I know you told JR about them. Yeah, I gave up a lot more than I wanted to today, too. I ended actually very flat, like green, but very, very, very flat. Might have been small. Yeah, very small. It was an annoying day. Gave back a lot. Got me some. This makes me look like an old man, right? Do I look like a serial killer from a movie? Like, I look at the guy that's just sitting there like, and like he's probably a serial killer. Pretty sure that's what I look like with these things. I'm pretty sure I'm a serial killer with this stuff on. Blue light glasses. I'm going to start using them and see how they help my eyes. Like, relax during the day. Okay, serial killer vibes. What if I, like, shave this, like, straggly mess, and I just grew a very thin, blue light glasses for your eyes to kind of keep, JR said you were talking about, like, to keep the, like, they help your eyes adjust. Like, they take the, They take the glare, they help your eyes relax, the screen's off and stuff. Like, I don't know exactly what they do, but apparently they're amazing. I'm about to find out. One of my kids is waking up. Let's see if he puts himself down. Yeah, getting your consistency back, Anya, is the best thing I can say is don't try to make any money. Try to just put some base hits together. Don't try to get anything back, let's say that you had before that you lost, or anyway, say, what do I need to get back? I need to prove to myself that I'm really good at this. And I know I'm really good at this. And I know, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. He's sitting up. Come on, buddy, lay down. He's like literally right next door to me, so I can go get him if I need to. Just don't want to lose my thought. He's good. Okay. You really want to gain confidence in yourself as a trader. The only way to gain confidence in yourself as a trader is to win. So it's not holding big plays. It's not hitting home runs. It's just proving to yourself that you can take 1 or 2 trades, that you can win. So you log on, you put together a few wins, and you log out, and you're green. Now, if you want to keep trading, that's fine. If you're on a hot streak and you're feeling it and you're grooving, sure, trade. But a win, another win, another win. Just prove to yourself that you can do it with small, consistent size, whatever that is. You know, it doesn't matter if you want to, or whatever size you're comfortable with trading right now for where you're at. And then just lock it in. If you do 2 or 3 trades early, let's say you caught the meta short, and then you jumped over and you started trading Amazon long, and then you're up a little bit. All right, hey, I'm good today, guys. I made my money. I'm out. I'm gone. And the reason you do that isn't because it's counterintuitive, but over time, doing that and just stopping, especially even stopping at account highs or just like right there after you put together some good wins, especially if you're trying to get consistency, not trying to make the most money, but just trying to be consistent and gain that consistency. You have to gain confidence in yourself as a trader. You gain confidence by winning. You know, fighters and grapplers and different people like this, they gain confidence in themselves by going out and actually competing and winning and submitting people. And you're like, okay, I got this. You do it in practice, and then you know, like, hey, I'm good. Same thing for trading. You need to actually get out there and win in order to know that you can win. And so once you get out there and you start winning, whatever the 1 or 2 trades are that you're really good at and that you can execute. So find one really good trade that you're good at, a good strategy. And you only look for those 2 strategies, those 1 or 2 strategies. Trade them the first 3 times that you see them, and then stop. Early in the day, you're looking for 1 to 2 strategies, trade them maybe 3 times each, and then lock it in. Get those wins under your belt, and then log out, and then come back the next day, do the same thing. I'm not looking to make a bunch of money. I'm not looking to do it. I'm just looking to put together some wins. And you just look for those little base hits, and then you're going to get consistency because you're going to trust yourself as a trader. And you're going to see, like, I got this. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Okay, I'm good. And then you're automatically consistent. Then you found consistency, because that's really what you want, right? Is consistency, not, you know, not anything else. You just want consistency. So just put together those small few things. And then you have to learn to be okay with losing. So that's kind of the next step, is then understand that losing is a part of trading, and even having some losses. I lose every single day. I have trades I lose in every single day. Losing is a part of trading. It's not even bad to lose. It's just a part of doing business. Literally just a part of doing business. So you have to get rid of that nervousness. Yeah. You have to get rid of that nervousness, and you have to do that by getting those wins in, and then be like, it's okay if I lose some, because I know I'm going to win. Like, I know this works. So I'm just going to take a few of them with the correct side, the correct risk management, take them, quick wins, or whatever the trade idea is. I'm out, I'm good, and I lock it in. Then you start feeling confident in yourself, and you're like, I got this. You're like, I'm good, you know. And that's how you're going to get that feeling of that consistency back. It's about the only way, in my opinion. It's counterintuitive. It's locking it in early. It's taking those wins, and it's building your confidence in yourself as a trader, using 1 to 2 strategies that are easily identifiable, that you can easily just do, and it's not something you have to think about. That you can get 2 or 3 of them really early, even 2 or 3 total. So maybe 6 trades or something like that. You take them, you log out. You're like, I'm good. Hey, I had a green day. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. I'm a winner. And you just log out a winner. You come back the next day, you do the same thing. Take a few wins, take a few losses, hey, I follow my trades and I'm good. And then you do that for about a week or two, and then you see how you're feeling, and then you kind of go from there. You're like, hey, I'm feeling pretty good on myself. And then you just have to be cautious that you don't, get cocky and start giving stuff back and lose that consistency. But that principle is the same there. Then maybe you look for 4 trades. Then maybe you look for some longer trades that that you want to hold a little bit more. But at first, it's just about that consistency, that small tier size. Take some wins, take your losses, don't hold your losers, and you'll be just fine on you. And you can definitely reach out and let me or Rose or anybody else if you need help. We'd love to help, and we're here. Discord as the Bandits as a family to help people, continue to be successful and get better at this craft and the skill. So if you have questions, if you have chart questions or anything like that, I'm sure that we'll all be willing to help you out. I agree with what Tim said. Yeah, John S. I still use Mark strategies. The 21 is probably the one I use the most. Mark 1s I use the most in a strong trend. I use the one and done, not at the first candle of the day, but on the chart resets when you get like a really nice volume bar breakout, and then you get that follow through. I still use the strategies. I just use them differently, and I activate them differently. Yeah, it's tough knowing which ones can work for you the best. Hopefully that we can do some stuff on the mic to kind of help you, find the entries and stuff and what you like and what you're looking for. But that is important to first describe what strategies you have, and then what you feel comfortable with taking. Yeah, you definitely can't. You can definitely blow out. Michael, you got to cut your losses fast. The worst thing you can do is blow out 2 weeks of good work with literally one day, because 1 or 2 candles, because you just will not cut a loss. I love the 21 on you. So if that's your favorite strategy, have a 1 minute chart and a 2 minute chart. I mean, look at Tesla today. I didn't trade Tesla early, but if you were looking at Tesla, look at this. Now, not here. Once we got above the 21, it's the 1 minute 21. You guys want to know, does C strategy still work? Yeah, they still work. Watch. Now we got above. Now, some things, you have the 200 above you, so a little bit of risk here, but who cares? You're taking the 21, right? You're going to take the first 3 strategies that set up here. Here you go. Look, you're above the 21. Come down. Look, we retested the 21 after breaking above it. All right. Boom. It's a C strategy. 1 minute. Holy crap, it worked. Who would have known? I don't think I took it. I was shorting Meta. 2 minute. Oh, look, we broke above the 2 minute, and we're coming back. We're on the 2 minute. Green takes red off the 21. After getting above it, green takes red off the 21. Boom, look at that candle. Oh, that would have been fun. Oh, look, we're back into the 21. Little breakout here. This is scalpable. Little scalpy scalp right there. That's possible to make money in, I think. So, and then in the 1 minute 21, where am I at? You hit there, and then you test again here on you. So you could take this 1 minute breakout. This one's tough too, because you got the 200 above you. But if you're just trading that 21, there you go. There's a little scalp you can take. You're going higher. Here's your next scalp you could take. Here's your next scalp you can take. Here, and yeah, there you go. So I love the 21. So pick a name that's strong. Amazon today. Amazon, 1 minute 21. After we break above it, 1 minute 21. Look at that. 1 minute 21. 1 minute 21. It kind of just keeps going up and doesn't come back to it for a while. Let's check the 2 minute. Early part of the day, 2 minute in Amazon, 2 minute 21. Look at that. Comes back in. Little scalp here. It's failing. This is the backside of the mountain. You really wouldn't want this. You really wouldn't want this trade. You fib that out. That's past the 161 after the first leg on the pullback. So you definitely wouldn't want to take this one. This would be that reverse trade that you're looking for, because you're past the 161 pivot. You're failing. You're breaking down this backside of the mountain. You pop here. You would get a scalp long here, and you definitely could take it. But this is a short, in my opinion. And I'm not saying this because I'm looking at it backwards. I guess you could, hypothetically say that this is only the second leg of the move. But I think Powell was, you moved up really strong here. Either way, 21. So use the 21. Patience is key. You sit there and you're like, okay, what names do I like? What does the market look like? Which names are going with the market, against the market? When's the 21? All right, the name's coming into the 21. I'm going to take it. Where am I going to buy it at? How much room am I going to give it? What size am I going to take? Am I going to be holding it long? Am I just going to be doing a quick scalp? And you just take the 21, So look for that one. That trade's not going to set up as much. You're only going to get 1 or 2 of those trades. You might only get 4 of those trades in the first 3 hours. So you're not going to get that trade a lot. So you have to be trusting yourself when it comes, identifying that it's there, being like, okay, here we go, and I'm going to take it. And then you just take it. And you have to have the confidence in yourself to take it. Yeah, it switched relative strength to weakness, Rose, somewhere around, I don't remember, but you saw when it happened. And it was like Amazon, the Qs kept going up, and Amazon just started doing this. And Amazon was doing this while the Qs were doing this. And at that point, you stopped trading Amazon. I do, my favorite strats are the 21 on you. I trade the crap out of the 21. I like Mark 1s on breakouts. So when stuff's breaking out, I like to mark 1. Yeah, I didn't trade Amazon there, but I probably would have given back some there too on that run up. I like Mark 1s when we're trending, like in here, like a lot of Mark 1s when we're breaking out. It's a Mark 1. That's a Mark 1. That's a Mark 1. That's a Mark 1. Kind of. I like stuff like that, especially in Tesla. I like know your limit 8s. So when the 8's holding like this in Tesla, I'd scalp every breakthrough of the 8. So one way I play this, and this is I don't want to use the term advanced because I don't believe in advanced, but a more advanced way I do believe in advanced, but this is a more like nuanced way of playing it. I'll use tape reading and stuff like that to identify the overall move. And if I was playing Tesla here and you notice, let's say you're at this point, hey, Tesla's just riding the 8 up. All right, let's wait for it to break the 8. When it breaks the 8, I'm just going to buy down below the 8 as it starts ticking back towards the 8 because it's not closing below the 8 anywhere here. And my assumption is it's going to go up. So I just have a stop below the last 1 minute 8. It pops some, I sell. The next one comes back down below the 8. I buy it again. And, I do stuff like that. When I'm scalping, when I'm hyper scalping, I'm sitting there seeing if I can catch a trend in something like this when it's riding a moving average. And I just scalp it every single time it hits that moving average. I love doing that. So I do several, you can kind of see that in the Qs when you get close to it. But I like the 21 the best. If I had to pick one strategy to make money on, it would be the know your limit 21 on the 1 and 2 minute. The 8, know your limit 8 is also really good. And then the 200 are the 3 moving averages I use the most, the simple 200. Yep. I think Kelly's 160 whatever pivot is without a doubt the best backside of the mountain indicator ever for me. And once we hit 161, I'm looking for this trade. Like if I ever do this on a morning move, Rose or anybody else, like I go through my charts if I'm not trading and things are slow and I do this. Once we hit this level of the first leg of a move, I'm doing this after we get a pull down or something. Like I'm doing this and I'm seeing where we're at. So where's the 50%? Or I might even do, yeah, because you can do that. There's your pull down and then your pop up. You pop to the 50% retracement of this leg. And notice how this was actually drawn up. So here's something that's funny, how these fibs work, guys. This is really good. Backside of the mountain, Rebecca, is just like, if you have a trade and it's going up, and it's the front of the mountain, and then it makes a mountain as it goes down. So it's just like terminology, stocks look like mountains, the charts do. It's like a mountain. It's like the Swiss Alps. So here's something I've noticed, Rose. That is really, I love when I see this, and I'm not always zoomed out enough, and my OODA loop isn't going on enough to like catch it. But here's something I'm really loving. When I see something like that with Kelly's 161 pivot hit, That's the overextension. We're done with this move. Like this one of the first leg, we pull down, we hit the 21, and there's your move to the 161 pivot. After you get this pull down and you start pulling up here, look at this number. What level did JR have in the Qs? He had like 284.14. The 50% retracement is 284.24. This candle hit 14 and 16 and then 12 and then started going down. JR was shorting it here. I actually shorted this one too. But you have, like, look how that times up with this reversed here. So after you hit that 161, you do it like I did in the last video, and I'm doing it now here. You draw this fib like this to where your fib lines are down. You wait for that retracement at least to the 61, and then the 50%, like it's right there near that other level, and then you just take that short. Like that was really close to JR's level. So when JR's level matches up really close to a fib level, I get a lot of confidence in trades when I see stuff like that matching up. And this one did for me. Like, you know, you have that. And then again, you still come back and you come to this level here, and I guess you could do this, or would it be this? No. Yeah, and you could do this, and now you're back to here, and you know, all that fun stuff. But I really enjoy kind of messing around with this stuff after the day and midday to know what I can do to go back. So once I get that top side of the mountain, I wonder if it happened in Amazon too. I didn't test this. So Amazon 161 pivot. All right, let's see where the first leg is. So 161 pivot in Amazon. Pivot tool, draw the reverse, bottom to top. Here you go. This hit the 61.8. We bounced up. We didn't quite hit 50. If you go over 50, you're probably going higher, I think. But we go up. This is your retracement. So this is where you fib it. You could fib it on this next candle. And then we just play the breakdown on Amazon, and there's your target, 127. Look at that target. Look at this freaking target per this last video. I didn't play this. I didn't make money on this, guys. I'm just showing you how this works. Backside of the mountain play. Once you go through that pivot on a super strong name, look at this. Here you go. Popped up, and look where this 127 fib is. 1007. Look at the bottom of this candle. 1007. Oh, freaking wow. It's like you have a target. Look at that. Hey, there's a reason Kelly's a freaking beast. You know, he's figured something out. So you literally, from this pop in Amazon, had a short target. If you were looking for a short after this, and instead of trying to catch a long, you were trying to let this pop up and then wait for a confirmed breakdown like the shooting star reversal here. Into, was there any other time frames around here? Let me look. No, I don't really think. It doesn't matter. And you have this shooting star reversal here, and you see this reverse hammer setup. You short this next candle. As soon as this next candle opens, doesn't go higher, you short Amazon here, at least through this breakdown. You have a target, you know, you have a target all the way down here at 10. So you have almost a point in the puts that you can take there. And then it actually does end up going all the way back down to the 200. But there's your play right there. Yeah. When you're bored in the evening, start messing around with some of this stuff, with some of these levels. And then in the daytime or something, like when it's happening and you see moves like this, you know, you could mess around with your fibs, or we can look at them on the mic too, especially when none of us are trading and it's choppy action. Like, oh, look at this. Huh. Nice. Backside of the mountain. All right, we're on the back side of the mountain. Let's see what's up. There we go. And there we go. And there's my target. And my target perfectly, literally to the penny hit. And if you short that breakdown to there, it works. So I've just been messing around with it for a couple months. That's the only reason I'm doing this and kind of getting into it a little bit, is I've been watching Kelly do it and watching Geronimo do it and testing entries and testing when I can get in and testing how to play it. And just playing around with it for a while. So, but this is the same entry, and this is the exact same trade that I showed on the video last night. And it's the same trade this is probably my favorite trade on the backside of a mountain trade, when I can identify it and I can be zoomed out enough during the day to have an OODA loop going, to recognize where I'm going, to throw up a fib level, to look at something like this and be like, okay, we have a pop. All right, overall, we're weak, we're going down. All right, here's my short. And when I can do that, those are the days I have really good plays in. He's starting to, John. Not all the time, no, but he's done it a couple of times. JR uses measured moves. So Geronimo uses measured moves, which work too. You know, I'm not measured moves take longer to draw, I think. So I'm not as good at them, but you know, if you do the same thing here, duplicate, there's your measured move. Top of the breakout candle after the pullback to the 21 to here. So like at any point in this draw, you know, you could have done this. You could have also done this, which is about to that same fib line. So if you look at this, which I don't know if that's more accurate or not, but you could do this here. So, and then there's your, see, look at that. Look at the line here in the top of this measured move. They both come out to the same thing. So Geronimo uses measured moves. Kelly uses fibs. I generally use fibs, but I do both of them sometimes. So if you have a leg, a clear leg, you could draw both of these. So here's something that I would have a lot of confidence in. If I was calling a level, like let's say, you know, we were scalping Amazon here or something, and this is a 2-minute chart, so a 1-minute chart's even more wonky or whatever, but super high probability of it going here, in my opinion. I'm like, I think it's going there. And that's how I get targets when people are like, oh, what's your target? Why do you think it's going to the S2 or whatever? You know, well, you have a measured move going there and you have a fib line going there. So overall probability, if I had to pick a target, I don't know that it's going there, but I'm just like, well, don't take the trade based on what I say. That'd be kind of dumb, but I think it's going to 1165 and goes a little above 1165 and then goes down. So that's one way to do it. Whether or not that's, you know, technically, but during the day and stuff, that's generally what I would do. Yeah, because this is the first move where you actually get above all the moving averages. I'd call that a leg. You know, I guess you could draw it several ways, and that's why this is more of an art. And here's the thing that I kind of get mixed up with some of this stuff sometimes, Rose, as I start doing it, is you might do your line here, and this isn't wrong, but then here's your 127 of the first move. So this is how I kind of, so it's like, I don't know. I'm not going to get into this on this show. It's too long. I need to do another show with Kelly and stuff, but like, so here's your first leg and your pullback to the 21. So let's do this again in Amazon. Here's your first leg. All right, we pull back into the 21 after breaking through it. Here's your first target, 127.09. So you hit target. All right, you sell all your position right here and you wait for it to test the 21. So Anya, this is something I do when I'm just playing the 21 and I'm looking for consistency. Dang, I've been going long. I thought I was going to have a short show. Your first leg is right here. You could say into the 200 and you pull down. So if you haven't traded Amazon yet, and you're like, hey, I like Amazon, it looks strong on the day compared to everything else, I could throw a fib here because we've pulled down some. We pulled back into the 21. I'm going to buy the next breakout. What's my target? All right, I threw a fib on the first leg. My target is 109.73. All right, 109.73. All right, I hold it until that target, or at least some of the position. All right, it hit. All right, now we break down. I'm going to just move this up here. So here's the 2 legs that we've gone. We're back into the 21. Here's my second trade of the day using the 21. And there's my 121 target. And maybe we go all the way up to here, you know. Or would I do this? Either way, you have a winning trade. You know, you could do it this way too. And this is one of the things that I kind of have to ask Kelly and kind of get some clarification on. But this is the art form part of it. I don't think there's an exact science, but I think there's a general art form, and the idea is just having an idea of the trade you're entering, what's happening, where it's at, practicing doing this every day, looking at these fib lines at night. I look at them at night, going through different charts and seeing where I'm at and what I messed up on and what I was good in, you know, and you look at stuff like this, and this is how I get targets and entries, and I kind of hold doing it. So I'll sit down for 15 minutes at night, and I'll just scroll through charts that were trending, and ones that weren't, and I'll just throw up some fib lines and practice drawing them, do a few box measured moves, and just seeing if they line up and seeing if I'm drawing them correctly, if I'm not drawing them correctly. I just kind of fool around with it for 15 minutes at the end of the day, or at noon when I'm bored. And if I do it at noon when I'm not trading, instead of not trading, I might just be sitting here throwing up some fib lines in Apple, and you're like, oh, well, let's look at Apple. What's Apple doing? What did Apple do? Well, we're here. So we did this and we hit the 167. All right, so cool. All right, let's delete that. Let's do this. Let's do this. And we came right up to basically bounced around here and failed. And then did we hit target? Yeah, we hit the 127 target for the short. Cool. Then we came back up and we shorted again. So I just kind of start messing around and looking at stuff so I can teach myself to recognize these patterns during the day. And I don't spend a lot of time doing it, just maybe 15 minutes at night, doing different stuff on 1 or 2 charts. So when I start recognizing it in the day-to-day, it's like I've seen this movie before. We're on the backside of the mountain. If you think we're on the backside of a mountain of a move, what should I be looking for? All right, what do I want to look for? I want to look for this trade. So now I'm looking for this trade. So on the first backside of the mountain move, for say an Apple or something, you could have this. All right, that hit, I sold, and I could go down here and I wait for a 50% retracement. Look at that 50% retracement. 50% retracement after you go from the first move, you draw down to the bottom of the second move, 136.97, and the top of this candle, 136.98. And then you short, and you have a short in Apple all the way to 161 pivot down at the bottom. My face is in the way. Money. I look for stuff like that, and I practice doing that at night for a few minutes in these different names. I think the same thing happened in Amazon today. So you could do the same thing here. Hopefully I'm not wasting your guys' time or anything. I guess you can always stop watching me if you think I'm rambling. You do this. Okay, we got to move. We move down. We could do this, or we could do this. This is the one I'm kind of on. Amazon was just weak after that. It just went straight backside. It didn't even pop back up and do a 50% retest. So not a good one. But yeah, you sometimes get that second move, and you can do that. I guess it would kind of be this one. Yeah, this maybe. Yeah, after the move happened, we pop back up to the 61% retracement area-ish, and then you had a red takes green. After you hit the 2 minute, you bounced above the 2 minute 21, failed to hold it, broke down in Amazon to the 200. I probably would not have shorted this for sure, because I think you have of this move. I think you're probably at the 50% retracement. This is stuff I do just randomly out loud. Yeah, I definitely would not have shorted this move here, because you're coming into below the 61. You're into VWAP and stuff. I highly doubt I would have shorted that unless there was a catalyst. Maybe Powell stopped talking and I might have, but yeah, either way, play around with it. It's definitely a lot of fun when you start seeing this stuff and the patterns hitting, and then you can throw them up midday and get some of these targets. Yeah. Anything else, guys? Did this video stop and start again? Am I going to have 2 videos? No, I'm not. My counter stopped. I think my OBS messed up. It says I've only been going for 6 minutes, but then I have the live stream that's been going for a little over an hour. So, questions before I stop. Just because it's late. My wife's probably already gone to bed. I told her I'm going to go have a short show, and then I'll come to bed. I'll start a little bit early so I can go to bed early. I'm here late. It's all good. One day I'll go to bed early. But yeah, I got some blue light glasses. I'll let y'all know how these do, but everyone I've heard talk about them raves about them, so definitely check these out. I don't recommend getting frames that make you look like a 90s murderer, like I'm Jeffrey Dahmer or something now, but just know, now when I sit here in the day, I'm going to be looking like a murderer, and I thought that this would be helpful. And when I tried them on, I told my wife that I look like, I think I look like a murderer with these on, and especially if I was to shave this and grow a little pedophile mustache, I would look like a murderer. They're $60, and there's some $40 ones out there. Little blue light glasses. These are from a company that, Abaco. It's a beachy kind of lake brand. that they have around the town I moved to, but I think it's a Palm Beach from down in Florida company. But you can get them from cheap, or you can pay $200 from them, from like Ray-Bans and stuff. Either way, I'll let you know how these would. Yeah, I agree, Rose. Definitely gonna do another show with Kelly. I'll hit him up and I'll try to do one maybe in July if he's got time. And hopefully we can do a follow-up show with him. But I decided I'm going to be a murderer and murder the stock market more. And in order to do that, I needed some murderer glasses so I could sit here and look like I'm in an 80s, horror movie. That I'm either one of two things: a really dumb dad, which I'm a dad now, so I'm either a really stupid dad who doesn't understand what his kids are doing, or I'm a serial killer. So I figured it gives me those vibes. So I'll roll with it. Blue light glasses to help eye strain. From what I can tell, they're extremely good. They even help my eyes relax now. Like, I literally putting them on now, like, my eyes feel more relaxed. So definitely check them out. Yeah, it was actually my second most watched video, so I'm definitely going to do another one. Not because of the watching, but just because people obviously like it and want to see it. And I think there's a lot more that we can get into with Kelly. And I really want to talk to him more and rack his brain more. So I'll definitely be doing another show with Kelly. So thank you guys. You guys are the best. If you like this content, I gotta say this at the beginning of the video and stuff. We're over 500. I forgot. I was gonna talk about that at the beginning of the video. 500 subscribers, 502 now. Thank you to, who wrote me? Naptown. What up? Thank you, Naptown. If you're watching this, you got me to 500. Over in Discord is his name, and then 2 other people subscribe. So if you watch this and you're not subscribed, just subscribe, please. And if you do want to know when I go live, because my times do jump around, you can hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. I'll start getting better about consistency and stuff, and letting people know what I'm doing. But definitely check it out. Like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Really appreciate the likes and showing all the stuff. It helps out the channel a lot. Oh, John, you were 500. Okay, what up? I was going to brag on that earlier. Thanks, John. I was going to brag on that earlier, but I just forgot because I'm spacey. But you guys are the best. I appreciate you guys helping me get this channel to this level, and I'm going to keep going. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Continue to push the channel and the Discord, not because I particularly care about having a bunch of people follow, but because I actually think that we can help people. And if it's just 500, that's fine. And if it's 5,000, that's fine. Either way, I'd rather be trading with some great people that know, what they're doing, that are learning, that are actually improving. And that makes me better. That makes you better. We're all getting better together. So that's, from, me to you, I really do appreciate the support that you guys give. You are the best. With that being said, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Trade smart, trade intelligently, take it easy. It's okay to have slow weeks. I'm having a slow week now after having a really big week, and it can be super hard not to bend and lose. So just be consistent, guys, and continue to grow, continue to learn. I'll see you all tomorrow morning on the pregame show with Andrew, and then I'll see you at the start of the market. Have a good one.